talking about it. The whole internet's talking about it.
Everybody's
This
talking about it.
idea that AI is going to replace all these jobs, but more impactfully to us and to our peers and anybody who hires us, that AI is going to replace us. And I'm of the opinion, nice try, but it's not going to.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Marketing with In-Depth Podcast, where I'm your host, Nathan Webster. I'm excited to chop it up with you today and with my fave BFF podcast buddy, colleague, and friend, Réland Logan. What up,
Oh,
Ray?
hello again, everybody. I'm back.
Back again.
Yes.
Back to back. We won't say that because, we already did the CPT on Not Like Us.
We did. We did a whole thing on that. I'm sure I could pull out some 90s movies called like We're Back. Don't you worry. I think there was a dinosaur one.
Right.
That's not what we're here to talk about today. We are about to talk about AI. Will it take your job or will it not? Creatives, we need to know.
Do you, okay, before we get into it, because I want to make sure for the first time listener, thank you for joining the show. For my worldwide listeners, thank you for coming back. Those who subscribe, review, and rated the show. If you haven't done so, please do so. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe and like the show. And Réland, let's go. So what were you going to say?
Oh, I have been reading so many LinkedIn posts today. Not today, just in general. And
okay.
internet, like the New York Times is talking about it. The whole internet's talking about it.
Everybody's
This
talking about it.
idea that AI is going to replace all these jobs, but more impactfully to us and to our peers and anybody who hires us, that AI is going to replace us. And I'm of the opinion, nice try, but it's not going to. And the reason it's not going to is for the sole fact that, well, yes and. It's not going to replace you if you do these things. If you are somebody who needs to hire a creative, if you need to hire a brand strategist, if you need to hire a fractional CMO, basically I just said if you need to hire me or Nathan, because this is not in your core skill set, how you use AI will not get you the same result as if I use AI. Because I have years of experience behind me. I know how to use AI. Therefore, if you're moving at it 20 times faster than you have before in this space, I'm still moving 20 times faster than I have before in this space. Therefore, meaning I will still beat you in this creative foot race.
You're saying you're going to crush them because they don't know what the hell they're doing? Is that what you're saying, Ray?
That is exactly what I just said. Yeah,
Boom.
that's exactly what I just said.
And you know what the thing is? You're watching this or listening to this, and that doesn't come maybe as hard as it should. But this is a mollywop. You just got whiplash. You got rear-ended because the problem that I concur with everything that you say, Ray, is because people think I can do it on my own. And I'm like, you can. I don't know if you should.
You're just going to pay a lot of uh-oh tax. Yes, you're going to get an output, but your output is only as good as your input. So mine is trained.
Bars, diamonds.
Thank you. Mine is trained based on from the perspective of a brand strategist. I use it to resort my thoughts and brain dump and then tell it how I want it to formulate these things to find the missing holes that I may be missing. But it is a learning platform. It is learning based on what you put into it. So if the input is always coming from, let's say, a mathematician, the output is going to be higher levels of math and math theory and all those pieces, that if I attempted to do it, I'm only going to ask it to do what is 1 + 1 or how do you formulate this algebraic equation, and it might be wrong because I also don't know how to analyze if the output is wrong. So you're only going to get what you put into it, period. And you have to know how to use it in a strategic way. What AI will replace are non-strategic thinkers.
Another bars, and killed that at the end with the strategic thinking because I think most people are just in it for the short game. This is a tactic. For them, this is a tactic. This is not a strategy. I'm so tired of trying, which, when I first got started, it was like, man, I'd be happy to take clients that didn't know what the hell they were doing. So it's like, hey, yeah, oh, you got burned. Let me do damage control. Let me like soften the blow. But then it's like, this is why you got caught up because you doing that stinking thinking. You only thinking about what can you get now, those vanity metrics that don't get you anywhere. And you don't understand. Remember that, I'm not going to say their name, but that one client that they still use your beautiful logo, and we worked with them several times, but they did not want to work with us because they were so stubborn. And they didn't even, the individual, the CEO, didn't even show up to the meetings. They were sending somebody else. It's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, you need to show up.
Different someone else's too, and putting the entire organization in a metaphorical spin cycle.
Oh, I was just now none of those people are there. The CEO is still there, but it's like
Really?
yeah.
Tea. That was a lot of tea to drop on me in the middle of a podcast episode.
You
Carry
didn't
on.
know? I think I told you. Yeah, the individual, the leader said that they had to do some reorganizing because we had this. We're gonna go our separate ways mutually, and because I saw this individual at a war banquet, and it was like some
Hmm.
networking, and we were just chopping it up. Well, initially I said, "Hey, look, bro." I just want to just be real with you and just say, hey, I'm sorry on my account. I know there were some things I didn't get done the
Yeah.
way we talked about it to the specs. And, this individual was very detail oriented and wanted things a certain way. And we vibed on that. However, when it came to the execution, they were like, yeah, I just didn't like that there was so much process behind it. I just wanted to get to basically the destination. And I'm like, man, there's a science to it. Why are you trying to like dumb down the science when that's your background? Like, come on, like, don't do that.
You guys,
Especially insult us like that. Like, we're professionals too.
you can't teleport to the immediate answer. AI is not going to teleport you to $1 million tomorrow, okay? You still have
No.
to do your reps. Like you still have to do your push-ups. You cannot outsource your push-ups. I'm sorry.
Can't outsource. So someone can't work out for me and burn
And expect
calories.
you to drop 20 pounds? No.
Okay. Okay.
Okay? You know what? We might have Ozempic today, but you still have to take the time to pay for it and inject it and let time go on. Like you cannot just take one Ozempic shot and magically wear a size 0 when you were a size 16 overnight. Like it doesn't work that way.
But that's where a lot of people think that's what marketing is. Oh, I'm just going to post a couple of things and we are so far off a topic. I,
I mean, but we're not. We're really not. Because if
okay.
you think
Okay.
about it, some people really think that they can fire their entire marketing department because they can input some stuff into
Please
ChatGPT.
don't. Please do not. Please don't even, if that thought comes to your head, like go.
You deserve to lose.
Ooh, okay. Okay. All right. Look. Oh, hey, Ray, tell me how you really feel.
We said no vanilla opinions, okay?
we
Vanilla
we changing
opinions
up.
can
We
go take a
changing up.
hike.
We are. So hey, look, I talked to Ray. Oh shoot, no, I lost my stuff. No, I didn't. Okay, I was talking to Ray yesterday. I was like, okay, what do you want to talk about? Just so we can have a title, so we don't have to burn up our time, just chopping it up. And we were like, hey, why not do AI? I'm like, okay, bet. So I have this article that I'm going to put into the show notes. You can follow along. It's a Forbes article, and it says, hype or reality? Will AI really take over your job? And it's by Bernard Marr. He published this on May 15th, 2024. So, 2024 is a different ball game than right now here in what are we, April 2025.
Yeah.
So this is an article that I'll post in the show notes, but we'll skim through it as we talk through it. But I just want to let you know this is where the context is coming from.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, we talk a lot before we're on these podcasts, everybody. Don't you
Not
worry.
about a script. Not about a script, though.
Oh, well, that's good because I would never stay on it. Um,
I would say, and I would never stay on my script, so that's why we don't
like
have
that
scripts.
that seems like a lot of work. I'm not gonna. My brain's for strategy, not for memorizing lines. Um,
Speaking of strategy, go ahead. Go ahead.
I actually don't know where my brain was going with that. Carry
Okay,
on.
so okay. So in the first subheading, Bernard says automation or augmentation. Experts predict that the impact of AI and automation on the job market would be significant. According to the WEF, which he was saying 85 million jobs would be displaced. However, it also believes that 97 million new jobs will be created by AI revolution.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah.
That's what revolutions do. And it's people. Um,
And
it's
I would say, just because they're going to say, well, more people. Well, here's what someone that's going to push back. Well, there's going to be more people in this world, but we also have a birth rate decline too. So will we have more people in this world? For those conspiracy theorists out there, like, well, we're still not going to have enough people. I'm just going to say you're not out of the growth mindset. That is a different mindset that you just need to go kick rocks. That's not
oh
what we're trying to do
man.
here.
I at the both I have two of the This Is Strategy book by I just blanked on his name. Really famous marketer, book author. It'll come to me at the least.
Seth?
Yes, Seth
Oh,
Godin. And
okay.
I was on one of the pages and it was showing the curve of adoption. And on the curve of adoption, there are very few people who are early adopters. And we're in the early
Mm,
adoption stage. And because of that, you get a lot of pushback during early adoption because people they don't like change. Like that's what it is. It's like people don't like change. The
no.
funny fact is, this has existed a lot longer than people having full access to it.
Ours,
Automation
true.
has been around for email marketing for over a decade. That is not anything new. It just might be new to you because you haven't had to use it. It hasn't been mainstream. Everybody has chatted with a bot on the internet before we had ChatGPT. It was using those models, it was using AI. Like it was trained to answer things and then get you to a human. These things are not new. They're just becoming more mainstream. And there still is some early adoption to it on like your everyday person being able to utilize it. But the reality is, this is not new. It has been here. It has yet to take over your job. It's not going to take over your job. It might just speed it up. We are also in a birth decline because women are not just trained to be stay at home moms anymore. Okay. We actually have like agency. And I was talking about that
Mm,
on my
mm,
podcast yesterday. We were talking about the idea that a little bit before I was born, women couldn't even get their own credit cards. So
mm.
I'm not that old. If we really look at this in the context of time, that used to be our only job. And very few women worked because it was something they had to do, not necessarily because it's what society wanted them to do. So the working woman is really a concept that, yeah, happened in the 50s and 60s, but wasn't really a thing. Once you were married, it was gone. So we have to like look in the context of time. There's a serious birth decline, not just because people aren't having babies, but people can't afford to. Women are taking longer to have children because they choose to. You are looking at
Yeah.
the idea that technology is brand new. It's like all of you, a bunch of people just like fell off the turnip truck and magically made it to 2025. Don't know where you've been for the last few decades since the dot-com boom around 98. But hey,
Mm.
welcome to the future. So these things are not new. It's just another way for people to use fear as a tactic to control the masses.
Well, and it's automation or augmentation, and I'm gonna say it's both. I
It's
mean,
both.
you do have to augment. Let's just take where you said the people that are now firing marketing agencies or their own marketing in-house staff because we have AI to say write a blog. Like, okay, but AI is not going to generate the idea. Like if AI can create music and movies, we're in a lot of trouble and fund it all on their own. we'll be in a lot of trouble. That I don't think will ever happen in my lifetime. I don't think ever, because it's not real as in a human being.
It's not, it doesn't have real life experience. This is really here to enrich and experience. And again, you have to have an input to get an output.
Yeah. So it says the next subheading is two potential futures. This is in one, and I'm jumping down. In one possible future, AI takes over all of the mundane, menial, and boring chores, leaving humans free to engage in creative, fulfilling, and ultimately rewarding elements of their work. Then blah blah blah. In another, those whose roles are displaced by AI find it difficult to transition into the more rewarding roles, and ultimately becoming unemployed or underemployed, and which the doomsday of this could exacerbate existing inequities, strain on social support systems, blah 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 blah.
I don't.
Won't keep going on that.
There is a way to fine tune that. Here's the thing. There's going to be people who excel because they have the ability for creative thought, strategic thought. There is a difference in the ways that certain people's brains operate. Some people are more strategic. Honestly, not a ton of people are strategic, if I'm being honest, or truly understand what strategy is.
True.
However, just because it might take away how those jobs were, the person who's creative and strategic, you want to know what they don't want to do? They don't want to edit the output. They are not doers in that way. They are not people who, their strength is not in repeatable work. And like, I will be the first to tell you, I have to walk away from it. It is like pulling teeth. I could write a ton of LinkedIn posts, for example. It is literally a death sentence for me to sit there and put it into a social media scheduler. It just is. I don't like doing it. I would have never done well in factory jobs.
That's even if it works all the time. That's the
Yeah.
other piece.
So like according to the article, yeah, I'll probably thrive. But you know what I can't thrive without? Somebody who can support me on the other aspects of it.
Okay, great. So hold on, hold that. Which is the next subtitle is preparing for the future of work. So this means I'm skipping through. They were like, we also have to take responsibility for shaping the way AI will impact your jobs, ultimately your lives, and blah blah blah. So this means developing our human soft skills, problem solving, creative thinking, communication, and so on. And this is where, like you said, the Industrial Revolution, it even jumped to even vehicles. The autonomous vehicle isn't completely there yet. It still requires a human being.
Yes.
And that's even in, like, we're not there yet. And that's in a country that we have charging stations. What about the countries that don't have charging stations or have the infrastructure or have the power grid? Like, it's not, like you said, it's not going to take over the world. We are not there yet at all. At all.
Not even close. I mean, to be quite frank with you, you have AI being built by humans. Okay? Humans do not use 100% of their brain. We don't even use 50% of our brain.
Yeah.
So
There's a debate about, depending on how much, like how much water is in your body and how much brain.
all the factors, but again, those are all factors that have to be put into play at the optimal solution. Just like you have to have a grid and all of these things as an optimal solution in all these other countries. I think we can argue that even though America has great infrastructure, we still don't have strong infrastructure. We're watching it like fall apart many times, like rolling blackouts in Texas. There are so many factors that this one thing is not going to take over your job, but it's probably going to enhance your quality of life in another way. Just like the Industrial Revolution enhanced the quality of life, but at the same time, it drastically changed the quality of life, and we are feeling the after effects now.
Yes.
We have to be mindful of cause and effect. And we can't just sit here spinning around and running in a circle like chickens with our little heads cut off because it might take away our job if you let it. No. We have to get the right people in the room at the right time in order to make these types of decisions. But when we say like different types of jobs that it's going to create, the hierarchy will most likely still remain the same. You will still have leaders. You will still have people who are at entry level jobs. You'll still have middle management, and you will still have senior leadership. And that doesn't go away. It's just another tool in that metaphorical tool belt.
I will say, because we are past our time, but we knew we were going to go over. So
We always do. I don't even know why we pretend like we're going to stay. Everybody, if you're listening, and this is a first time listener, if my name is associated with the title, you might as well just buckle up and stay for a while.
might as well, what you're saying.
You might as well hang on out.
Yeah, so I'm going to say one of the biggest things to where I saw when it comes to technology just take over where it's, even though it's taken over, it hasn't replaced, was when I was in the Marine Corps, coming out of boot camp, the best place for you to buy a plane ticket was called 1-800-CHEAP-TICKETS.
Oh, you had a call.
You had to call, or you had to hurry up and go to the USO or the travel agents, and you get something with them, and they would strike you an awesome, phenomenal deal because you get your military discount. And that was 96. Now, you just talked about 99 with the you talked about 99 with the dot-com bust, but then we just started to go to
30 years.
Yeah. And it's crazy because it was always a phone call, 1-800. It was a call center you went to. But now you still have those call centers, but you're not making phone calls. They're engineers, or maybe they are call centers for customer service support.
Yeah.
But I went to the airport a couple of weeks ago to buy a ticket, and they were like, nope, everything's done online. Everything. So that's like almost 30 years ago, where we went from doing everything on the phone to now it's everything on. They said, like, you can't even buy a plane ticket from, whoops, I just dropped my phone for a second.
Oh, you're fine.
And so we just went from phone calls to all technology, but you still have to interface with people. So travel agents still exist. It's just not the most popular format.
It's not the same.
Augmentation.
Yeah.
Augmentation. So and the duplication of where, look at how many other you can say from Spirit or Southwest, like when different companies embrace, you can do it online. That doesn't mean you have a seat. You can still customize people's experiences per each brand. Like you said, the output still has to be modified. Like, please stop that stupid damn PowerPoint words. Put just an image on there, and just no more than 9 words. Please
There's
stop
just
putting
a
paragraphs.
difference between a reader's deck and a presentation deck. Can we just
Good God.
figure it out?
My goodness gracious. I'm sorry, Ray. See, and this is what I didn't even start off by saying. For the folks that don't know you, who are you? What do you do? And where can they find you at?
You know, I hope that everything I said before this, like, really just honed in on the fact that I know what I'm talking about. But hi, everyone. My name is Réland. I am a brand strategist, and I own a brand strategy company called Gray Digital Marketing for women consultants who are looking to attract champagne clientele. I also am the founder and host of the Lux Leap podcast and do lots of work with Nathan from a brand strategy perspective. So that's who I am. I am a very opinionated, really wonderful lady.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm not going, oh, it just feels like the opinion. So
I got a lot of them.
and that's why I love Raylan. For those that ever since I met her, I'm like, oh, she different, but I like her. I like her. To the point where people say, like, I mean, one client was like, "Are you guys together, or are you okay? Are you related? Like, are you brothers and like?" No, we just know how to ebb and flow off
Yeah.
of each other. So it's like, oh, you guys just do it so effortlessly. It's like, well, yeah, we love what we do. Coming back to where you probably don't, which is why you should hire us. But this is why sometimes I'm like, Ray, just be careful with this one because this one, they really don't know what they're talking about. So
I'm
if
really good with beginners, oddly. But it's
you
funny
are, you are.
because the mom in me and the cheer coach of me who like works with little kids can slow it down really fast if I know that's what you need. But man, do I love working with people who can sprint with me. They're my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah. And I plan on bringing on one of our clients that have done that. And yeah. So all that to say, if you want to check Ray out, Ray, how can they get in contact with you?
It's easiest to find me on LinkedIn. I'm the only one. So if you type in my name, Rayland, Reland Logan, you will find me. Sometimes I have a hat on. I'm pretty sure my picture right now has sunglasses. But if you found a lady talking about champagne and branding, you found the right person.
Aha. Aha. So if y'all need a brand strategist, if you want someone to really dig deep and hold you with kid gloves, she can. But if you want those kid gloves to be taken off, she can do that as well. Don't play with me. I can see her say that to you.
I was saying that before we got on this call.
Yeah, so make sure you go check her out. Great digital marketing, Réland Logan, and she's on almost all the platforms you want to be on. But if you want her to take your brand to the next level, you won't have any regrets.
No, I am the queen of helping people get double and triple digit increases. Same.
Hey. So Ray, thanks again. We got to call this a wrap. I try not to go over 30 minutes, but let's call this a wrap.
How are we doing on time? I totally didn't even see. So we're doing great. Everybody, you had a good
26 minutes.
time. It's amazing. Thank you for listening to our hot takes on AI.
Yeah, and I did want to do something on AI. I've been kind of waiting to see where it's at from the host Sam Altman, and then Microsoft having their issues on it. But people love ChatGPT 2.0, and then it's like, well, I don't want to pay for it. But then, like I've told you before, you can't level up on freemiums. I just didn't know where I wanted to take this whole AI stuff, but I'm just so tired of folks thinking that AI is taking their jobs. But this is just the very beginning of the AI conversation, y'all. So we'll definitely have Ray back. We'll talk about this again. And if you need any fractional CMO help, don't hesitate. Which leads me to an announcement that I just told Ray before the show. I'm coming out with this DIY. Build your own website, own your own domain, and a community for those that have questions for me that we want to talk amongst other entrepreneurs, freelancers. I'm going to open this up, and in the first 30 days, there's an introductory price that you can get in on, and once it's gone, it's gone. It might be 30, it might be 60. I don't know, Ray. You tell me. You tell me, Ray.
We're gonna go to the drawing board, everybody, because both of those numbers are way too low.
Okay, see, Ray don't even cut me no slack. So just there you go. All right, y'all heard it first here on Let's Talk Marketing with Inda podcast. If you haven't already, still please like, subscribe, rate the show. Please do that even on the podcast, whatever platform you're watching it on, listening it on. If you have liked any of it, please give a rating. Shoot an email if you want us to talk about a different topic, or if you have a question, email us at info@nwebsterllc.com. Until next time, wish you nothing but the best. Dream big and Godspeed. I'm out.